It's good. It's good. Feeling a lot better, that's for sure. But no, I'm good though. I'm ready to go.
Okay, great.
Yep.
And then for those of us who watched the Ronnie Stanley hit numerous times,
Mhm.
can you just kind of give us your thoughts on did you
Mhm.
think that was kind of a cheap shot,
Mhm.
or what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I kind of felt it was a little cheap shot. He got me, I felt it was an unnecessary hit, and probably could have been a penalty on the play. But I mean, it's football. Stuff happens. So it's all good. I don't wish no bad on nobody. But yeah, I got. So it's all good.
You gonna fight him next time?
Huh?
You gonna fight him next time?
Nah, man. Like I said, I don't wish no bad on nobody, man. Like I'm just glad we got the win. That's the main focus, and just hate I couldn't be out there though for my guys that game, but they did a great job. But found a way to get the win and did that.
Have you guys heard back from the league office about that? I mean, I know you guys were going to send it in.
Mhm.
Have you gotten any satisfaction that they also thought that it wasn't a legal hit?
No, I haven't. But I mean, I got all the satisfaction I need. We got the win, so that, like I said, that's all that matters.
When you were checked for concussion, at this stage of your career, are you
Mhm.
concerned when you're even checked?
No, that's just the concussion. So that's just protocol. I mean, anytime there's any sort of head or neck contact in a game, the league do their due diligence and checking for a concussion. So that's pretty much just going through the protocol and the demands of what we're supposed to do. I didn't feel I had a concussion or anything, so I mean I was fine.
Now that a day has passed since the news came out about Deshaun,
Mhm.
just your thoughts on losing such a key part of this
Yeah.
team and what you and your teammates on your side of the football are gonna you know be able to do to help compensate for his loss.
Yeah, it's a tough loss. Obviously, I mean, you guys are seeing what Deshaun was capable of out there, leading us to that victory, and just what he's been doing. He's been building every week. So I just feel bad for Deshaun. I know he wants to be out here so bad with us and competing and playing and trying to achieve our goals. But we just got to step up. We all got to step up. DTR, PJ, the defense, everybody. We just got to all step up, continue to do our job, and I mean, we don't need to do anything out the ordinary or something different. Just keep being us, and everything else will take care of itself.
Denzel, coach said that he, rallied you guys together, and after Deshaun's injury, what's the mood? What was the mood like after him talking to you guys?
Yeah, like I said, it's tough. I mean, Deshaun, he was a key piece, obviously, to our team. But like I said, we just got to refocus on the assignment at hand, and that's find a way to go 1-0 each week.
You mentioned guys don't need to do anything out of the ordinary, especially on your side.
Mhm.
How much do you got? It's one thing to say that.
Mhm.
It's another thing to be in those situations and naturally
Mhm.
muscle memory, whatever, think it or whatnot. But just how big of a focus is that in your meeting rooms and on the practice field? That hey, we're good doing what we need, what we're doing now. Let's not try and be a hero out there.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. We don't need to be heroes out there. We just all need to execute our job and assignment, and that happens every day. Just going out there and practice and doing what we're supposed to do, handling our job, and like I say, everything else will take care of itself, and just can't do too much out there.
Denzel, most people not associated with the team watch the Steelers, look at their offense, and wonder how the heck are they 6-3.
Hmm.
Do you understand why they're 6-3?
They're a good team. I mean, Pittsburgh always been there, well coached. They got great players over there. So I mean, I don't think it's no surprise that they're a good team. And like I said, the guys that they have over there, coaches they have over there. So I mean, they're a tough team, and they're going to bring a challenge every week going against guys.
Does that ever get frustrating every time you look at the standings that there's somewhere in there?
I mean, that's our entire division. I mean, it's a tough division. Everybody's close. Everybody's fighting to win a playoff spot, and I mean, it's a challenge each week. So I think we're up for the challenge. Like I said, every week, I think we're up for the challenge, and enjoy the competition and see where we are come the end of the year.
I know you guys are 1-0 every week is the focus,
Mhm.
but there's a chance with how it goes tonight, and if you guys win Sunday, you could be atop the division by the end of the weekend.
Mhm.
How do you feel about that this late in the season?
Yeah, like you said, the focus is going 1-0 each week, and whether or not we're the best of the division after this week, we gotta try to be the best of the division at the end of the year, and that's what matters most. So playing our best ball towards the end of the year, and like I said, find a way to go 1-0.
Denzel, what were your thoughts on Greg's first pick being a pick six and Matt Goldman?
Man, I was so excited for Greg, man. He's been working hard. We be getting on him in practice, talking about, man, you don't have an interception yet, man. He had opportunities, but man, Greg's been working hard. That was a key play in a big game. So we say big time players make big time plays and big time games, and he did that. So he's a big time player for us. He was able to get his first interception. So hopefully they start rolling in for him and could take it away again. So he's been doing great though.
What is it about that? At least what do you see in that Steeler offense? They don't seem to put up a lot of numbers, but when they do, it's always like at the most opportune time, especially in that fourth quarter. So just what do you see with that Steeler offense?
Yeah, they're a physical offense. I mean, established the run game. They got the players on the outside to make plays, and Pickett, Johnson. Pickett's going to throw it up for them to try to make a play on the ball. So they got the capability of being a big-time offense and making those plays. So like they're going to present a challenge for us this week, and we just got to be up for it. Yeah, thank you.
Dorian, what do you make of the opportunity that you have now to quarterback this team?
Yeah, man, it's a special one. I'd say it came at the right time. Obviously, our hopes and prayers are with Deshaun, but this team needs to win, and they need to win right now, and that's what I'm trying to work to come in here and do. So,
Why do you think this time can be different than the one other start you had?
I mean, I know what to expect now. Unlike many other people out there, I've been in NFL games, so I'm not stepping out there for the first time. I know all my keys, all what to look at throughout film, what to watch, who key players are on their defense and everything now. So I'm not just going out there wide-eyed anymore. I'm going out there with things to look at, things to focus on, and a plan to be able to tackle myself.
And I think after that first game, you talked about dealing with the emotions. Like, do you think you'll be better suited to handle those this time?
Of course. Like I said, you kind of knocked all the rust and stuff off after your first go-around. So I think I said this a couple weeks ago, it's going to be night and day. It's going to be night and day. Just my progression, the maturity, how I've handled the week this far and all the weeks before it. Just being able to learn from that first experience, I think it's going to help me a bunch.
Is practice night and day as well when you are the starter and you have all those reps over the entire week?
I mean, yeah, reps are everything. So when you can get as many reps as you can, it's gonna help you on Sunday. But I mean, just the comfortability level, being in the huddle with the guys, talking to the guys outside of the plays, being able to ask questions, get feedback from them on the coverages, certain routes, how they want things thrown, how they want to run things. We're finally getting on the same page now instead of me just going out there and kind of winging it. So
when you talk about feedback and getting on the same page, just what have your conversations with Kevin and AVP been like this week as far as, trying to sculpt and shape this game plan to maybe fit you more so than Deshaun?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing for me this weekend is just using the guys around me, using the other 10 players that I have on the field with me, making sure that, I'm not the focal point. Trying to get the ball out of my hands as quick as possible and spread the ball around to our playmakers and let them make plays. So when you look at it from that lens, you don't got a lot to think about. Just go out there, go through your progressions, go through your run checks, and get the ball in anybody else's hands but yours.
The last
Dorian, can you talk about having to go up against T.J. Watt, Alex Highsmith, and Cam Hayward here in your second NFL start?
Yeah, I got to watch them up close and personal on that Monday night game. Two really good players. In my humble opinion, I'd say that those are the two best players on their team. And so two people I obviously have to be aware of, and guys that are going to be affecting most of the plays on most of the game. So, like I said, just great ball security, making sure we know where those guys are at in protection. And then, like I said, just getting the ball out of my hands. It's not my problem. So. Found out on my birthday. Tuesday. Thank you.
So you would hope that the coaches, it's their game plan day, so they have
Yeah.
to make a decision.
I'd assume so, yeah.
The last time fans saw you in the Baltimore game obviously didn't go well. Explain to the fans who are going to see you this weekend, like why this is going to be different in terms of your performance.
I mean, if you look at the circumstances, what we got to go up against, and all the things that come with this game, you have to win. It's a must-win game, not only just for this week, but for our future, and what we're trying to get to and the goals we're trying to get to. So it's a big game. At the end of the day, if I go out there and follow my rules, I'll be all right. So.
What's it like stepping into this situation where, as you said, it's not only is it a big game Sunday, but you guys are 6-3, trying to get to the playoffs, and here you are, you know, a rookie being thrust into this in the middle of the season. Just what's that pressure like for you?
I'd say there is none. If I would have had this game that first week in week 4, I'd probably have a bunch of jitters and nervousness and probably be able to get out any answers to you guys. But like I said, I've gotten that first one under my belt. I know what it takes now to be an NFL quarterback and not just be a college quarterback, be in an NFL. So I think I've taken that next step, and I'm just trying to grow every day. Like I said, lean on my teammates. We have a wonderful team here with guys that love me and are embracing me this week. So if I can just go out there and lean on my teammates, I think I'll be all right. We got a pretty good team.
Coach said he gave you a game ball for scout being Lamar Jackson last week. Going against this defense, that's got to help you going against the top defense in the NFL in that role.
Oh yeah, I try to give our defense hell every day, and make sure that I give Coach Swartz and those guys the best look, whichever quarterback I have to represent for that week. But like I said, my job and my role is totally different this week. It's nothing like scout team. Those guys can't hit me on scout team. They can hit me this Sunday. So, I got to be prepared to get the ball at my hands, make sure I'm clean with my feet and clean with my progression. So.
Dorian, what gives you the confidence that you're going to be the guy to lead this team to the playoffs? I mean, that's the goal.
Because I've been in these shoes before, where I've been thrown out there in the fire and made it out of it successful. So I know I can do this. I know what it takes to do this. I've been through the fire already this year, and I've only grown from it. And so I expect to do the same thing this year.
A lot of guys.
Between week 4 until now, I mean, we don't see everything behind the scenes, but were there moments where you felt your confidence was shaken, and if so, how did you endure it?
I mean, yeah, of course, when you get an opportunity to play, you don't play up to your standards, and then obviously you don't get the job the next week. It's frustrating. It's all those emotions tend to come up just naturally, but luckily, like I said, I still have a job. I'm still able to come in this building. Like I said, I have wonderful teammates and staff that supports me and embraces me. And even when I was confident, they're telling me to be even more confident. So those guys always push me to be my best every day. So it's hard not to, move past stuff and move on quickly.
There are a lot of guys in the locker.
What inspiration do you draw from Brock Purdy and what he's been able to do?
Yeah, I mean, really, Brock and all the rookies this year with CJ and Will and all those guys done a phenomenal job. I think the biggest thing, like I said earlier, is just they're playing clean football, not giving the ball away, and by doing that, they're having clean feet, clean progressions, getting the ball at their hands into their playmakers' hands, and they're doing the job for them, making them look good. So I'm trying to do the same.
A lot of guys in the locker room the last day or so have said our goals are not changing just because of this injury. Do you feel that way as the quarterback now?
I'm glad they said that because it shouldn't. We shouldn't have a change in mindset, a change in goals. Our goals are still going to be the same, whether it's me, PJ, or Deshaun. So, all I can say is I'm glad they didn't say anything else. So.
Do things change for you dramatically since that last start in terms of how hard you study, anything else you maybe have emphasized since then?
I mean, I think you only know what you know when you go out there, like I said, as a rookie, and it's your first start. So now I know, like I said, what to expect. So now I'm coming in the morning with questions. My Tuesdays are way better for my Wednesdays. My Wednesdays are way better for my Thursdays. Like, I'm coming in here firing out the play calls, the sentence-long play calls before Coach even says the motion. So I think I'm, like I said, night and day. If Coach would have asked me, what are we running out of this formation, I would have been like, I don't know. So, so now it's, like I said, it's night and day, man. I'm so proud of myself. But more so importantly, I'm just thankful to be in this position with this team and have this opportunity on Sunday.
What's been the teaching point from ADP and Kevin on not turning the ball? Whether say run if you have to, or just throw it away if you have to?
I mean, the biggest thing they said is we're going to coach you hard on your feet, we're going to coach you hard on your progressions, going to coach you hard on your run checks. And if you just follow your rules, you'll be all right. We'll win this game. If you tell somebody not to think of an elephant, you're going to think of an elephant, right? So I'm not going to go out there thinking about throwing picks or think about not throwing picks or fumbles or anything like that. I'm going to think about going out there, playing my game, watch a couple games of mine from UCLA, get that swagger back, and let's go out there and play some football.
You mentioned the support you felt from teammates. Have you felt it even more this week?
I mean, yeah, obviously I'm in a different role. Guys need me a little bit more this week than they have in the past. So I think, yeah, I've heard a few more chirps in my ear this year than most.
Do you
The
have
fact
just a
that
couple
you do
more?
have that gunslinger mentality about you, and you really are an aggressive,
Mm-hmm.
explosive passer. How do you balance that, against not throwing picks?
Yeah, just making really great decisions. I think I don't even have to worry about the outcome of the game. If I can just go in there and make a great decision on each and every play, it'll work itself out, and I won't really have to worry about much, and we'll be all smiling at the end of the day. So.
Dorian, a bunch of rookies have played this year across the league in different circumstances. Have you talked with your peers about your circumstance, theirs, getting better going through this at all?
Yeah. I talked a little bit with Will. Obviously, he's doing great over there at Tennessee. I've talked with Clayton, who we just played at Arizona. Those two guys I draft train with, so I have a pretty good relationship with them. Just bouncing off ideas. I know Josh and Deshaun do the same thing. What are you seeing? How are you feeling? Just kind of checking in more so than anything, making sure that we're good mentally. I've definitely asked around for
Do you
sure.
have a favorite UCLA game you'll watch?
I mean, it's SC week right now, so I'm a big SC fan guy to watch for
No,
sure.
I mean, of your personal
Uh,
library of
2021 USC beat them 62-33.
It's a good one.
Yeah, and in that game too, I started off the game pretty slow, and we got back into a rhythm pretty quick. So
How surprised were you when you found out Tuesday? Just given, did you know Deshaun was possibly could be done for the year? You know what I mean?
I mean, that was my first time ever having to deal with a injury at my position. I've always kind of been the guy, so I didn't know how that was going to work. I know when I get hurt, I try to take as many reps as I can throughout the week, just so I can be able to play. If I can't play, then the backup has to deal with it at that point. So I understand those type of situations. In that situation, was just kind of following along for the week, prepping as I always do as a starter, and it ended up happening that way. So.
Yeah, I mean this week when you found out
Oh,
Tuesday,
oh,
did
yeah,
you know?
this week.
Did you know Monday or Sunday there's a chance that Deshaun that the injury could be that serious?
No, not really. I honestly didn't even know he had hurt his shoulder. I thought it was all his ankle. And texting with him, and we're all happy, obviously, after the game. So wasn't really talking about any injuries-wise. But, yeah, I knew he had a hurt ankle. I didn't know anything about the shoulder until Tuesday. So
Thanks.
thank you, guys.
Thanks, Les.
Thank you.
Grant, can you just, what do you think Deshaun's loss or absence does to your guys' hopes, goals, and dreams for this season?
Well, we still have the same hopes, goals, and dreams. My heart goes out to Deshaun, man. He's been banged up this year, and unfortunately, this year's coming for an end for him. But I know that he's gonna still be around and still be in DTR's ear and PJ, whoever it may be, to get them where they need to be at. And we have full faith in those guys, so I'm excited for them.
When you look at this Pittsburgh team, offensively, they don't put up big numbers that jump off the page, but it just seems that they just find a way, and it isn't always pretty. So when you look at them, what type of challenges do you see?
Yeah, I mean, as an overall team, they're well coached. Like you said, the offense has been struggling, but they find ways to win. That's the most important thing in this game, is to win games. So we have the same record right now. They have a great defense. So it's going to be a tough game. They beat us already, but we're familiar with this team, and I think we're prepared. We're going to be ready.
Is there anything different though, like in the fourth quarter? Because that seems to be where they offensively find their rhythm. So, have you noticed anything different from the first three quarters in that last one?
Not really. I think that we need to do a better job of finishing strong. I think we did a good job of that this past week. We need to continue that. We focus about us, man, and they're doing a good job right now. But so
You've been here a while now. What do you think it would mean to beat Baltimore and Pittsburgh back-to-back weeks for you guys and then for the fan base involved?
we're just trying to win, man. We don't care who it is. So hopefully we get it done. But that's our mindset, to win. So whatever the outcome may be after that, it's all good.
Grant, there seemed to be last week among the defensive guys, there seemed to be like a payback attitude for the defense's performance in the first Baltimore game. Is that still prevalent now in the Pittsburgh game?
Yeah, it's the biggest game of the season, just because it's the next one. But it does have a lot riding on this game. This is an opponent we're familiar with. Of course, this is one of our rivals, and you know, it's a big game every time we see them. So they come to our house, man, and we trying to be prepared and get things done. But we go in the same attitude every week.
Hey, Grant, I know quarterback's a very different position, but DTR was saying now that he's got that one game under his belt,
Yeah.
it should be night and day. You were once a wide-eyed rookie. What is it like going out there the second time with a little bit of knowledge of what to expect?
Well, I got to get a whole year under my belt before so I had a little advantage. But man, you know, I know that it was an experience for him, and he got it out the way, and now it's time to rock. It's time to go. So we have full faith in DTR, man. The stuff we saw in preseason, we know that he's a playmaker, and we know that our guys gonna ride with him and got his back. So, you know, we ready for him. Excited. He's gonna put some fireworks.
Grant, why do you feel so strongly that your guys' hopes, dreams, and goals are all still in front of you when you just lost your elite quarterback?
I play defense, you know. I don't know not one offensive play, to be honest. So I'm focused on what we got to do on defense. But I have faith in those guys, man. We had all camp competing with those guys, man, and I've seen what the whole offense can do as a whole. You know, we lose one player, somebody step up.
Great. Do you feel like you've left a couple sacks out there this year?
Oh, yeah, bad, man. It's been bad, man. I got to get home. I could have a couple right now.
So what do you think what do you notice when you watch it to say, okay, I got to do this different to take him down?
Yeah, as safeties, you know, we really not in that position a lot. I got to just slow down. I feel like I'm going too I get wide-eyed a little bit. I'm going to calm down this week and give me one.
Denzel mentioned today that he felt that the Ronnie Stanley hit was a cheap shot.
Ah, man, yeah.
And I just was wondering, you know, what were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, you know, we can't have that in this league, man. You know, we're doing a lot to protect offensive players, with everybody, but, you know, it's a lot of, you know what I mean? So we can't have big 300-pounders come and hit our corners like that when they're not looking. So, you know, it is what it is.
Are you glad? How glad are you that he didn't suffer a fifth head injury on that, or you know, something more serious than what he did?
Yeah, I'm very glad. You know, Denzel's one of our, you know, our top corners. So, like I said, man, we got to do a better job of protecting defensive players in this league.
Grant, I know that we asked you about that taunting penalty against Arizona, and then you got fined for it.
Yeah.
So, like, are you going to appeal that? What's the deal with that?
Of course I'm gonna appeal it. So, but you know, my hopes are high. So I don't know what they're gonna do.
And what did you say you were doing instead of taunting? I mean, you were
Oh yeah, he had flopped on the ground and brought me down with him. So I was like, you know, I just told him like, you all right? Like, you know, I didn't know what was going on, so I was trying to make sure he's all right. I was trying to help him up too. So, you know, they don't have any audio, so they won't be able to hear it.
I know the NFLPA and I think JC has talked about the NFL fining guys this year.
Yeah.
You've been fined.
Yeah.
Do you think it's getting a little excessive?
That was, yeah. How much was it?
10,000.
Yeah, you know, so we could do a whole lot with $10,000, man. But yeah, that was a bit excessive in my opinion. I got to be smarter though. Good, yeah. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Joel, just when you think you've seen and heard it all, right?
Yeah, it was tough news. You know, I thought we were kind of getting our groove. He was coming back a couple games in a row. And it was unfortunate. You know, he toughed it out for that game. So I think it's the hard part. You see him play through the game, and you're like, oh, he made it through. He was a little banged up with the ankle. You don't really know, severity of it till you come in on Wednesday and you hear the news, and it's tough. But we do have a resilient bunch. You know, obviously we want Deshaun out there with us. But DTR, PJ, they're going to be ready to go. Our defense is playing well. We got to take care of the ball in offense, get it to our guys like Coop and David and those guys, and try to make some plays.
How have you noticed DTR this week than Joel kind of like really taking control out there in practice?
Yeah, he's been very focused. From the jump was I was working out, and I saw him kind of moving around out there, and he looked focused. He looked locked in. I know he had a chance, and it wasn't really a fair shot earlier in the year. So this week, I think he's really focused and just trying to absorb the game plan and not do too much, but do his job.
Is that a noticeable difference from, was it like a little over a month ago when he played versus this week as he's getting ready?
Yeah, we were unsure that week, if he was going to get the ball or if, Deshaun was was going to be the one playing that game, and we really truly didn't know until a couple hours before the game started. So I don't think he had that. It's hard, you're a rookie, you've never done it before, to get that mental processing that, hey, I'm going to play in this game, I'm going to be the starter. So it's a big difference.
Joel, it looked like those tackles held up in Baltimore. Did the coaches' grades treat them kindly?
Yeah, they did a good job. We have a lot of respect for Baltimore's defense. I think they lead the league in sacks, and they did a good job. Jerron coming off the street and James, obviously being here, but like both those guys coming out and competing like that is pretty impressive. Big challenge this week, obviously with TJ and Highsmith. Those guys can rush the passer. So it'll be another big challenge, but it was impressive. I think it's a shout out to our coaching staff and those guys for really understanding the plan and getting down our terminology.
Actually, you have to play left tackle now.
Yeah, it's I was ready for whatever we had to. I've done it in the past a little bit here, so I'll stay ready. There's always that emergency and if it's needed, but I like my spot at left guard.
Joe, what adjustments do you have to make with DTR versus Deshaun, or are there any adjustments you guys have to make in that blocking scheme?
I don't think so. I think we run a very similar offense, similar plays. He's pretty mobile, like Deshaun. You can run him a little bit, give him some read options. He did a lot of that in college at UCLA. So he has a lot of experience in that kind of scheme, but, I think you find what he's comfortable with compared to Deshaun, and that's probably mostly like in the routes, concepts and stuff like that, but protection-wise and running our stuff, I think we're going to try and stick to our scheme and what we've been doing well.
Joel, as Mary Kay mentioned before, it's been one thing after the next this season. Has it brought you guys even closer together, and you just feel like this is the kind of season it's supposed to be, that we're supposed to overcome obstacles week after week?
Yeah, it's tough. You see teams across the league, and it started week one, obviously, with Jack and Chubb, and Jed's gone out on offense, and, now Deshaun. So it's one of those ones that's tough. I think Coach has done a great job of stressing, like, how do we get to 1-0 this week? Like, if you try and look at the big picture, you try and look down the road, I think it gets too overwhelming. But, like, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers this week. They're a good team, great defense, and how do we beat them? And that just brings everybody that's able to play together, and we go out there and we're trying to go 1-0.
Joel, who was pushing harder on that forward play, you or Elijah Moore?
Elijah Moore's feet were moving now. I was a little bit late. Me and Clowney kind of met in the backfield, so I was a little bit late to the part. I looked up and I was like, oh man, they're still going. So I got in there and helped, but it was very cool to see. I mean, that's, as an offensive lineman, that's like the ugly dream play, you know what I mean? Just like how long can they let us keep us moving forward? But it was a testament to those guys, to our team, and just how much we wanted to try and get that win last week.
Kevin said you guys were having some fun with Elijah, watching him.
Oh yeah, but he's welcome to come to the party anytime he wants.
I know you talked about after the game, like on a play like that, you don't want to be caught not pushing on film. So what was it like just watching it back, and what kind of reaction did you guys
we played it. We played in the meeting, and it was just it was funny. I had to make sure I got in there. I was probably the last one to go. I know obviously Deshaun was back there and Coop, but couldn't be a lineman that wasn't allowed to get in the pile.
Joel, can you weigh in a little bit on Ronnie Stanley and his hit on Denzel Ward? What did you think of that from an offensive lineman's perspective?
I actually haven't seen the hit. I heard some rumblings about it possibly being a dirty hit, but I haven't seen it myself. I know he was like cleaning the pile or something, right? He was going to like hit him when he was playing.
Standing around the pile.
Yeah, standing around the pile. I've met Ronnie a few times, and you never know, in those situations. The helmet-to-helmet stuff is what we kind of want to get out of the league, at least, from player safety-wise. You don't want to hit people in the head and in the neck when you don't have to. But as a lineman, you are taught to go, push the pile as well. So it's one of those plays where, you don't – I hope guys don't do things maliciously like that. You know what I mean? I think they're trying to play football hard. But it's one of those things you'd hope not to happen either.
Joel, do you think that this season reminds you of any way of 2020? Just the kind of, obviously the COVID not being part of it, but just guys being out and trying to win every week.
Yeah. COVID was obviously a different beast, but we had a lot of obstacles, that year as well. You didn't know who was going to test positive. You didn't know, sometimes when you were going to play the game and things like that. So we've had some experience with that, and I think Coach Stefanski is very trying to go 1-0 this week. We're very even keeled about things. So, you know, his personality, I think, leads us to be resilient in that matter. You know, whatever's out there, whoever's out there for us is a team that we're going to take out there, and we got to try and go 1-0.
Hey Joe, a lot of guys are saying that the goals don't change, right? Just because Deshaun's out, Nick's out, and whoever's out. I guess how do you maintain that focus, and how do you think that that's realistic given all the major losses?
You know, for the players, I think it's like you have to go out and execute. Like everybody here is playing. You know, it's their job to go out there and play football, and our defense is playing really well. You know, best in the league right now. Our offense is taking steps, and I think we can, you know, ball control, not turn the ball over, execute in the red zone, all those things. Special teams has been great. So, you know, I think we have the ingredients. You know what I mean? And so for us, we're just trying to go 1-0, and that's our goal this week. We just trying to go 1-0. We'll see what happens, you know, later on in the year, but we know we have the right guys in this locker room and the right mindset to continue to play the way we want to play.
Can you address the fact that you guys have dedicated your season to Nick Chubb, and then he had his second surgery this week, and you guys are playing the Steelers. Will this be sort of a rallying cry for you guys a little bit? You know that Nick's there for you.
Yeah, it was good to see Nick get his second surgery. I know he's been rehabbing his first one, trying to get as ready as possible for that second surgery. And you know, anytime you play the Pittsburgh Steelers, the AFC North game, like they're 6-3, we're 6-3. It's a big game for us. So we've really been focused on that. You know, obviously we're trying to play our best for those guys that are hurt, Nick and Jack and Deshaun and Jed. You know, and it was actually, you know, I was watching the first game, and I saw Nick obviously in the first quarter running, and I'm like, man, that guy's pretty good. You know, like that's a heck of a player. So, yeah, anytime we go out there, we want to represent Nick and play the right way. And, you know, Pittsburgh's up next, and they're a big challenge for us.
What can you say about the run game and the way you guys seem to have kind of turned a little bit of a corner? You're starting to be a little more consistent there offensively, regardless of whether it's Kareem or Pierre.
Yeah, I think Jerome ran the ball really well this last game against Baltimore. I think we're finding what works with these running backs. You know, Nick's kind of that can do anything, you know, for us, and some of these guys were like, oh, he's more of an inside zone guy or a power scheme, you know, and those things. So we're kind of finding our footing there, and as a line, we just want to try and execute our blocks, give them a chance to get to the second level and make things happen. But hopefully we continue to, and if we need to lean on a little bit more with Dorian back there, we'll be ready to do that too.
Joel, Jim, now that this is the last one. I know you don't get to hear him during the games, but how important is it for the organization to have the voice back in the broadcast booth?
Yeah, it's great. You know, you see some of those highlights after the game, you know, when they show the radio highlights on Instagram and stuff, and those are always cool to see. You know, big game like that, you're like, oh, I wonder how that would have sounded, you know, with Jim up there. So it's great if you can get back in there and call games for us and stuff like that. We miss him. We know he's a big part of this team, and it's always special when he can call a game.
He needs a few touchdowns to call.
Yeah, definitely. Sweet. Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot.